Hello guys. So I recently purchased the Rohloff hub, and Rohloff hub is a aspirational hub for most touring cyclists. It is very expensive, and everybody wants to upgrade to Rohloff hub one day or the other. The biggest challenge with the Rohloff hub and the default system or the default components that come with it is that the twister that comes with it, or the twist shifter that comes with it, is designed for a straight handlebar. It has a twist shifter, so in this kind of a straight handlebar you can fix your shifter here and then you can use it. But if you observe carefully, most of the cyclists who travel, who bike pack and do all of those things, and Rohloff is primarily designed for those people only. Those people are more fond of drops because the posture of the wrists in drops is more comfortable, and you can ride more longer without straining your wrists. On the straight handlebar, you tend to move your wrists here and there, and then there is a lot of pain that happens on your wrists. So the default shifter that comes with Rohloff cannot get into a drop shifter directly. There are options in the market, like there is a shifter by Commotion, and then there are some other expensive options which can be done, but then that costs a lot of money. Plus, for people who are living in countries like India, you need to buy it online, keep tracking it, pay as much for shipping as much as the cost of the component. Plus, if it gets stuck in the customs, then you need to pay a lot of taxes on the top of that. So it doesn't really make the best feasible option. So I thought, let me do my experimentation, and I like to do research in most things that I do in my day-to-day life. So I thought, let me do some kind of an experimentation to see what can be done. So let me show you this with a kind of a diagram what I did. So if you look at this, I had old pieces of drops which were lying in my workshop. So I cut them from the sides, 10 centimeter from the sides, and then I was trying to put a straight handle into this to make a overlap which is strong enough. So one thing which I did was the straight handlebar that I used was a steel handlebar so that this doesn't break off. The other thing is that I chopped this at an angle of 45 degrees so that this can go a little more inside and the overlap distance becomes bigger and more stronger. So showing this with this small piece that I have, if you cut this like a 90 degree, this will go here and your overlap distance is say this much. If you chop this like a 45 degree thing, it will still go till this place at the bottom, but at the top it will have more distance, so this becomes more stronger. So that was the first part of the experiment where the cutting at a 45 degrees makes more sense. The other thing was that when you put this inside, let me show another diagram. So a straight handlebar will have the stem of 31.8 centimeter or 8 mm, and your roll-off shifter cannot go till the center of the stem. So the maximum it can go is 13 centimeter from the middle of the stem or middle of the handlebar, and then the width of the shifter itself is 6.5 centimeter. So 6.5 centimeter the width of the shifter, 13 centimeter is your distance from the center of the handlebar, and 10 centimeter is the last components or the drops. So if you add all of this together, this becomes close to 30 centimeter. Now if you put 30 centimeter on each side, this drop handlebar is going to become too wide of 60 centimeter. So what I did was I balanced this on the other side by keeping 10 centimeter less and putting it 20 centimeter, so that 30 and 20 makes 50 centimeter. Now the problem that may come is that your stem, instead of putting this right in the middle, you put it slightly on the right side so that it balances. So 25 centimeter from the center of the stem to this side and 25 centimeter on the other side. Another thing which I did was that since 50 is kind of too wide, I bend the flare slightly inside 2.5 centimeter on each side, so that the horizontal distance in the drops part of this handlebar is 45 centimeter. If you see a lot of gravel bikes that come these days, they have 45 centimeter as the default for the width of the bike. Another problem that I was facing was that how can I attach these components with these handlebar so that the joints are strong, the joints are easily able to open and close, and they can take enough torque. So one thing which I did was I used these clamps, which are generally the seat post clamps, the narrow seat post clamps, which generally we use here. So these seat post clamps I used, I used them here, and it was giving me a decent kind of a joint, and I was still able to ride this, but still it was moving slightly up and down. So I had to find one other method to make it more stronger. So I used the fasteners like this, which come with two components, a female and the male, and I drilled holes on both these handlebars. I mean the outside flare and the one that goes inside, which is a steel handlebar, and I connected this using these fasteners. Now with the combination of this fastener plus this clamp, there is no way that this can move even by 1 millimeter. And then I put the whole thing together, and I also did a small additional thing by drilling holes here and try to put the cabling inside the handlebar itself, so that there is no interference of this cable with the shifter, and make this as a seamless experience. I have used this already for small rides, 50 kilometers or so on bumpy roads, and I have not seen any troubles or any problems that can come with it. So if you guys are also interested to use the default setup of Rohloff on a drop handlebar, you can use this experiment. Thank you.